Hello and welcome back to the World of AI podcast. My name is Tenjo and I'm here with my co-host André Stamm. André, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm great. Have a great week. And how are you doing?
Good, good. I mean, always observing the news a bit on what's happening in the world, having a lot of client conversations, and one of these conversations actually feeds perfectly into today's topic, which is but I'm not good enough for AI. Or like we are going to go into a lot of the variations of that in
I
terms of
have,
like,
I have currently, I have really no time to talk about AI. I have no time to do that. I have so much to do, and I have to uh, make the correction of my last text.
awesome.
I just heard that, really. So that is one of the objectives that is really incredible because if you are using already the free stuff of ChatGPT or something like that, you put into your text and the text can you say, okay, please rewrite it to my audience. My audience is a businessman. My audience is a marketer or a graphicer or a programmer, and you get so good results right now. So
Absolutely.
I have no time to do not AI. You have to.
Yeah. Yeah, so this entire episode will be about objections that we hear, right? And working with clients and talking to people about using AI. And one of the things that I hear very often, which makes me a little bit smile, but also on the other hand, I feel for these people because they're missing out a big opportunity is like, I'm not qualified to use AI. And I'm like, hold on, you're texting me right now on a mobile phone. That means you are qualified because as long as you can enter text or speak, right, you are able to use AI. And I think there's a big misperception in the market of AI is complicated. No, it's not. AI, I think, is one of the first tools that actually levels the playing field for all of us. Like we used to compete to big companies and we couldn't keep up with them because they have a whole team of thousands of people that can do the work. And now I don't even know who said that, but one person, a very rich person, said the next trillionaire company, billionaire trillionaire, will be or the first trillionaire company I think will be one person, no, two people and AI bots. Like you don't need a big team anymore. You don't need 100,000 people to make a lot of money. AI can actually do that. And you don't need a qualification to use AI. You just need to type and speak.
Yeah. And
And we all
that
can
is a
do that.
really great example because AI, you can treat AI as an employee. You need to have your idea, your business idea, or what is the goal? We already had that last week. You need to have your destination. And with the destination in mind and with the creativity of the human mind, you can say, okay, I would like to have this, and that. And then you can give the instructions to the AI, and the AI can support you with the content or with some of the thinking on the side, right and left, and there comes new information as well. But at the end of the day, the human mind, you are the very important person on the planet, and your mind is the mind who said, okay, that I can use. But all the way to this point, you can support with AI, and
Totally.
totally.
Totally. I mean,
So
I love it
it,
for brainstorming because it's super
yeah,
quick. Like, I mean, you have to imagine this AI is pulling out information of an ocean of information. And you just pull from that information and say, I want 100 ideas for a new freebie. This is my target market. This is what I want to do. Give me something. Now you may say, and this is what I hear a lot, yeah, but the ideas are not good. Well, it depends on what you ask it. So if you ask a question like, give me 100 freebie ideas, and you don't say, what is your industry? Who is your client? Well, the chance that this will match is very low because
yeah,
like you didn't give the main information, right? But if you just give a little bit more context, a little bit more input, you will get amazing results. And then even if you don't get the perfect solution right away, it takes you not even a minute to say, "Oh, I like the thought behind idea number 56. By the way, when did you create 100 ideas last time in 1 minute?" I can't. And I think this is a thing, especially for small businesses and many solopreneurs, right? People who are working by themselves. We don't really always have a sparring partner, to bounce off an idea. And like you can use AI for bouncing off ideas and say, hey, I want to do this. What do you think? Now, of course, it's not a strategic advisor, okay? But it can give you some hints on, like, maybe you want to check in this, or maybe in order to decide this, get this and this and this information, which is awesome. And of course, you still have to be thinking, don't forget to think and critically assess what you get. But it can give you a lot of hints on where can I actually use it, or what can I do with that information, or fine tune the information. Say, I like this. Can you go deeper on that? Can you give me 20 variations on that? And then you go from there.
Yeah, you need to be very clear what you would like to have and say it very clear to the AI. So everybody can use that. And yeah, it's nearly 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was with one of my clients and I said, you have to set up an AI task force team for your company. And they say, no, we are too small and we already did something and the results are so bad. So that are two parts. Too small, as you mentioned, the too small is not, it's not right. We see in Germany at least that the one-person companies or the smaller companies, they are already using AI because they have to. They have no time to get everything done. And then the big companies, they are also using AI. But all the companies in the middle, the really basic who makes the money, they are not using AI right now, and they have to use AI because then otherwise the small companies or the companies from other countries or the big companies will steal away the customers. That's the way it is. So the size is not an objective. You have to do that, and it's easy.
And
And
you just
yeah,
mentioned another objective, right? An objection. The objection is, I tried it before, it didn't work.
yeah.
Well, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, they said, "Oh, it's what it is a marketing guy," and he said, "No, we already use this tool, and the results are not good." Okay, when did you do that? Oh, it's a few months ago. I say, okay, reuse it because the all the tools are so fast and evolving, and even if you had the right tool but put in the wrong information or not clear enough the information, you get not the good results. So um, the results are good if the input is good and if you have the right direction for the AI. The AI is really at the end of the day, it's not a very intelligent. It's really fast. So
Totally.
if you give an intelligent instruction, you will have a very fast, good result.
Totally. And like some objections I also hear a lot is so just also piggybacking. So I have actually a call called Get Pimp My ChatGPT results because I hear this so many times from clients like, Mona, you always tell us this is so great, but like I don't get the results that you get. I was like, okay, let's get on the call. We have to fix that because something is off here, right? And what I do in this, and these calls are really interesting because I have people who actually probably have some more knowledge than me in certain areas because they are like developing their own widgets already and doing a lot of crazy stuff. When I show them the fundamentals of ChatGPT, like adding custom instructions so that you don't have to write it every time again, they're like, oh my God, I have known that. Or they didn't even knew that you can actually have images created by ChatGPT, like the basic functions, right? Because people just cannot keep up with the pace. And so they looked at it, they use it for a certain case, but then they never look beyond that, right? Then they're like, yeah, but it's not good for this. Like DALI, which is integrated into ChatGPT now. This is the OpenAI graphic image creator. I used to hate DALI because it couldn't even count fingers. I always had like 3 arms and 6 fingers. I was like, Jesus. So I had to use Midjourney. Midjourney was more complicated to use because you had to give much more specific instructions. I had to learn a lot of vocabulary from cinematic and, hyper realistic 4K. I was like, people who are not in the film industry are like, what the hell is that? Now, since it is integrated, and I mean, I was also like this. I was like, DALL-E is not good. And then a friend of mine said, hey, by the way, DALL-E is now integrated in ChatGPT. Did you see that? And I was like, not yet. Let me test. And I tested, and already it was 2.5 months ago. And I was like, oh my God, that got so quick, so good. I only use ChatGPT now because it's much easier to use. It is super quick. It doesn't
Yeah,
cost
really.
any extra because it's in the $20. And yes, guys, if you still argue if those $20 monthly, yes, that's a monthly payment for ChatGPT is worth it. I used to have 5 VAs. I only have one left. Argue about cost benefit. Come on. $20 versus at least 1,500. What do you think is worth it, right? So yes, the $20 is totally worth the money, and already just for the images. I have a Shutterstock, and this will disrupt industries. In fact, I still have a Shutterstock subscription because it's always an annual subscription. I hate that. I still have to wait a few months until I get out there. But in this Shutterstock, I can only curate images, so I can find something that somehow gets close to what I want. In ChatGPT, I say I want to have this picture with this color codes and in this theme, and then I get exactly what I want for $20. Many companies who will not use AI to integrate, I mean, Canva started doing this. Canva started integrating it into their own software to generate images. And generation means it's created specifically for you.
Yeah.
This
At this
image did
time
not exist
with
before.
yeah.
People have a hard time understanding this because it's such a new concept, right? They showed that to some designers, and they were like, which database did you use to get this image? No, there was no database. It was created in that moment. It didn't exist before. So those images are created specifically for you, right? And so any company who's not using that, I mean, how much do you spend for buying pictures, getting the license stuff? This is a lot of money that, especially if you do a lot of advertising or social media, this is a lot of money that you're leaving just for that one,
Yeah.
which you have with $20 included.
Money and time searching. Right now,
Yeah.
you have to search, to spend the time for that. And if you are spending the time to enter what you would like to have and get what you would like to have, that's much better than that. And
Yeah.
I really heard a lot saying, I have no time for that. Yeah, I need to, I know, maybe next month, maybe in half a year. But the other companies are going beside of you, and they are in the front row. So you will have time and you will get the time back. And if you have no time at all, then I can give you an advice. And this time, make a stop doing list. List everything you would like to do, or you need to do, and make it the other way around. What from these tasks you can stop doing and you need not to do? Like going like going purchasing the food, something like that. So you can say, okay, my employee can go purchase this one. I have free up 20 minutes, and I can use this 20 minutes for the AI, and just start with, as you said, with ChatGPT. There's that is the first door you can enter and make use of it. And after that, after a while, there are thousands or 10,000 of tools right now. We will deep dive into that as well, always from the perspective of the business, because we would like to enable the business owners, the business people, the employees to use AI and to get to that technology as well. So use that, and then you will have time for sure.
Totally. And especially if you don't have time right now to look into AI, that is your reason already to do it because it will free up time. So I'm giving you another example. Like many people say, I'm only writing a few emails a day. What do I need AI for? Like those people did not understand the complexity of what you can actually do with it. So even those few emails a day, like you can take the time yourself to write that. that might take you, depending on the length, you have to read the email, you have to formulate a response. If it is an important email, you might take a little bit longer. That can easily take you 50 minutes per email, If you just take ChatGPT, you have a draft in less than a minute, copy, paste, minute, and then you just fine tune it. Now, you do not, with any tool, you do not have to take the result as it is and not change it. Of course, you can go in and personalize it and change some things, right?
Yep.
That's totally cool, but you have a very good draft. So especially when I'm writing critical emails where I'm like, I want to position a certain point, I want to get a certain topic across without opening additional doors for conversations, right? Because I'm like, no, I don't want to have that conversation. Let me just end that right here, but still being polite, right? Still being like respectful, but like, and I mean, those types of emails typically are a little bit a headache for every business owner. Like, okay, how do I formulate that now to not disrupt the relationship, but still somehow be polite, but still make my point clear, right? And this is where AI and especially ChatGPT is brilliant. Like
Yeah,
you
it is.
just copy what you got as a response, and then you say, okay, I want to get this point across. I don't want to do this. I want to, still be nice. Like send me, create me something.
Yep.
Or
And
lately something happened to me. Like my VA actually made a mistake that also just happened last week, actually. And I was like, oh my God, what did she do? And she was sending the wrong message out. So I was inviting people to the interview. And the people who said, yes, I would like to join, were supposed to get an email with more information on the interview. And she unfortunately sent the follow-up message like, hey, I didn't hear from you. And I was like, they didn't even have the link
no.
yet. How do you do? And I was like, oh my God. And I only saw this after she sent it to 30 people. And I was like, oh, damn, what do I do now? And I was shortly freaking out. And then I was like, let me ask AI how I should deal with that situation. Because I was in that moment, I was super tired. I was working really long and I was like, oh, Jesus, I don't have the brain capacity to come up with an idea right now. And so I put it in AI and I said, like, okay, this is what happened. What do I do? And the AI was so nice. It built me up so great. The AI said, mistakes happen. When people work, things happen, like just send something like, oops, I just realized you got the follow up, the reminder message before the real one. So sorry for that confusion. Of course, we want to provide you the information first. So here's the information and just apologize. And I was like, yeah, that's actually a very nice way of putting that. And actually, 4 people out of that first batch actually booked themselves into a meeting. And I was like, look at that. I thought I lost them because I was like, no. And then this little correction actually was sent out immediately. And 4 people just booked and were like, oh, yeah, I know such things.
Yep.
Stuff happens, right? And so it built immediately human connections. And even some people always say, like, AI is just a robot. Don't
Yeah.
underestimate how much emotional intelligence is trained into the system, right? Don't underestimate that point.
It changed. It changed a lot the last month. So even
Yeah,
if I'm sometimes it happens that I'm angry with a customer, with the supplier. However, I wrote back my feedback, and right now every single time I put it into the AI and say, okay, please make a correction, and then sometimes I get the answer, oh, that's not very polite. I will write it another way. Okay, and that's much better because it's all about the relationship, and it's not worth to be angry because error happen at every time. Mistakes happen. That's the way it is. We are human, and that's great. And we can sleep a night and make an rewriting. That was the past, and right now I can do it direct and get a feedback from the system. So
totally.
yeah.
And that was
What
actually like a great last objection I also still have that I hear a lot, like AI is not as intelligent as it always sounds like. I was like, well, at the end of the day, it is a tool, right? And
it's
it also depends on how intelligent is the input you put in there, right? So the AI is only as smart as you want it to be. Like, yes, it can give totally ridiculous answers, and yes, it can give brilliant answers depending on what you put in. So, of course, you still have to be the human in the loop. And I think that's a big objection of many people that they say, like, yeah, I don't want to lose control. If I put something in AI, I don't have control over it anymore, right? Or, like, I mean, because I think people that have bad experiences with AI have come across AI bots, especially that have been set up really bad.
Yep.
Like those type of bots where you are ending up in an endless loop and you have no way out. that is not a bad AI. That is just a bad setup of the people who set it up incorrectly. That's what's leading to the bad experience. It's not that the AI is not better. The AI could be better if it was set up correctly. So if you have come across us examples where you were like, this was freaking me out and I was hating it, I can tell you there are some really beautiful examples out there where AI is doing a brilliant job, where it's also not hidden from the customer that they are speaking to AI and they still have a great experience and actually having fun talking to that bot because the bot was set up with a human touch and intelligently thought through processes to make sure that you're not ending up in a dead end. But
Yeah.
that's the human factor that messed it up, not the AI.
And it's the human factor that makes the fun with the AI and
Totally.
that have the ideas. So we would like to encourage you use AI if you haven't, and if you have already used it, we please stay with us. We will, in the next episode, deep dive into some of the tools we can use and we can use in the business as well, because our promise is we chose for the business the AI stuff and show what is everything else. And we will have some guests as well on the show with the next one. There's a great lineup already, and we have also entrepreneurs or founders of companies in our show, and I'm really happy about that. So to say it is there's no excuse not to use AI. So today is the day you have to start with AI, from my point of view. Muna, what say you?
Absolutely. You cannot change what happened yesterday, but you can change what you know today, right? So yesterday you still had an excuse, today you don't have it anymore. So if you're now missing out, it's your own fault, okay? So you cannot blame anybody else.
And if you find another objection or another excuse why not, please write us and we will find, we are happy to find an excuse which would say, no, you cannot use it. And I'm looking forward to the day, and I guess it will not happen. However, we can learn
Absolutely.
as well.
You can also send us your questions. Obviously, you can ask any type of topics you want us to cover, right? So if you have ideas for shows that you would like to have, if you are actually somebody who's working in this field who has done this already, we also invite you to just submit like, hey, you want to present your case study here? Send us a message and let's talk, okay? Other from this, of course, like it, share it, comment it, right? Give us a 5-star rating if you like what we are doing here, okay? And share it with other people so that they can also benefit from this knowledge and use it for their own business. With that, I think let's wrap it up for today, and we see us back next week with another new topic on the world of AI.
See
Thank you
you
very
next
much for
week.
listening in.
Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye.